Hey you guys, so we just finished, you can see I've been working, we just finished a full day of video footage of what it's like to actually work with Symbiosis and what it's like when we're planting trees, irrigating, building deer cages, all that good stuff. Of course, piece of equipment broke and we had to figure that out and create a solution on the fly. So that's what it's like, and we hope you enjoy the day. Cool, so we've got kind of an exciting day. We've got 60 trees over there. They're all riparian or like just outside of riparian, or they can go riparian or above it, like the mulberry trees. And we're gonna plant them around the pond, and we're gonna plant a few down below the dam wall. You don't ever wanna plant trees on the dam wall because they can destabilize it. And because we did line this pond with bentonite, because it wasn't holding water before, we aren't gonna plant them right on it, but we'll plant some trees on this rock line here. And we are gonna irrigate them. We are gonna cage them against deer, goats, and horses that are out here. For the riparian trees, which is basically everything besides the mulberry and the false indigo, we're doing bigger drip rings. So those are gonna have 8, so they're gonna be longer. So they get 8 gallons of water roughly per watering cycle, and the other ones get 5. So we've got cypress, false indigo, we've got some chinkapin oaks, we've got mulberry, and we've got elderberry. And the elderberry is the only one that's really like more of a shrub, but we're gonna put that one pretty close to the pond. And part of what we're doing here is also creating more screening against the highway, since we're right on the highway here. And the pond is such like a beautiful place to hang out, but of course the road noise is pretty intense. So just helping create more foliage, more visual screen against that is gonna be really nice. You guys have any questions?
Sounds dope.
You're drifting forward.
the pond needs to be dug to 2 to 3 feet, because if I'm going to get boulders, I might as well get all the pond boulders set too. The pond doesn't have to be built, but at least to have the boulders for it, that I can come back in with the liner.
Yep.
Sounds like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
More like freaking.
Sounds like you're rocking out.
The rocks aren't the hard part, dude. It's the freaking Bermuda, dude. Freaking, I hate it so much. Like,
You're winning though. You're winning the battle. You haven't even been.
winning.
You haven't even been fighting it fruitlessly as long as we have.
I actually haven't had to fight it at all.
It's right on the connection.
On the tailgate.
Got a bunch of extra grease up here falling out.
As we were digging tree holes, I noticed there was fluid leaking off the side of the skid steer here, off the skid steer arm, and we're having a hydraulic leak right at the connection here, and these hydraulics are what drive the auger and get it to rotate and dig for us. So we're trying to troubleshoot that now and figure out if there's something broken here or if we may need to replace the connection point here. So yeah, that's what's going on.
Okay. All right. Thanks, dude. Okay. All right. Thanks, dude. All right. Bye. Yeah. So there's a Sunbelt Reynolds.
Hey, what if we just swap hoses with the trencher for now and get those repaired?
Yeah, because this fitting can be swapped out. You just undo this nut.
Yeah.
But I would recommend just undoing this nut, taking that because this is the female, taking the female with you into the Sunbelt off of, I think it's off like Lano Street or something like that.
Just getting a swapping in a replacement.
Yeah, just swapping a replacement because they generally only last like a year.
So we think something's wrong with the connector here, basically.
Yeah, it just lost its seal. So
Gotcha.
that's
O-ring
it.
or something. So are we gonna, Mike? You wanted us to just, we think it's the connection point, not the cables.
Okay, fair enough.
So do you have,
Well, if you take that out, I'm not going to be able to use the skid steer at all.
yeah,
Because it'll just pour out of there. I think I just recently had to have that done on the big skiddy, so that's how I know. Because I was like, I took off that connector point and then I turned the machine back on to move it, and it was just like pouring out hydraulic oil.
fun.
Yeah,
So we could just use the hand auger for the rest of the day, but if we could take that in like on the way home and just drop it by a repair stop.
Yeah, there's a Sunbelt off of, is it Lano Street?
It's the connection here.
Do they do hydraulic repairs?
You can just buy the female.
Let's go ahead and pop it out.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I was just talking to my buddy. He's been working in and out of Fredericksburg, so he's saying there's a Sunbelt.
Nice.
Not too far, but
So you like the O-ring in there or something's messed up? Or three, this one? All right, well.
So if you right now we can still run it without the aux on, though, I imagine.
Yeah.
So as long as we're not turning on the aux, we can still use it at least. So that's good.
Yep.
How confident are we that this is the problem right here?
pretty much 100%. I mean, I had him cycle through it a couple different times, and I just, you know, confirmed with my buddy that these seals, they don't last forever. I mean, they'll go out. So
I think probably the reason this happened is because we didn't run these hoses through this little handle guy right here, so they were able to get trapped up right there.
Okay.
But it was leaking before.
Yeah, well, I had already untrapped them once before today, but I didn't run them back through there, so.
It might have over pressurized or pinched it somehow, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
All right, well, it's not a big deal. We'll just use the hand auger for the rest of the day. We don't actually need to swap these out with the trencher, or I guess that wouldn't fix it anyway. So we'll just use the hand auger for the rest of the day. Patrick, you can get the new thing that we need if you don't mind.
I'll send you that location.
You can leave a little early if you need to get it.
I would definitely need to leave early.
Well, maybe like 15 minutes. It's not a long errand.
Yeah, it's 13 minutes from here.
Okay, as long as it's nearby. Cool.
Any last words, Sambo?
Can I cuss?
It'll get bleeped out, but yeah.
Yeah, breaks. You know what I mean?
I guess we could switch that plan. All right, here's plan B. We're gonna use the hand auger. Ryobi, no less. Ooh, it got stuck. Watch out now.
That's probably
Good.
all right, I'll just pull.
Hold on. Let me
Give it a couple love taps.
Yep.
Some percussive encouragement, as they say.
Pretty much. Okay. Ready? I'm gonna lift up. Ready? Go. There it is.
Exciting.
Isn't that nice to actually get to do it from start to finish in a day?
Yeah.
Then we'll be back out tomorrow doing it again, so we get to get even better. All right, so behind me is a pond that we built, and there was already a pond here, but it wasn't holding water, so we made it deeper, we reshaped it, we lined it, and also shout out to Pete at Drop Proof Texas who helped us with this project. Thanks, Pete. And now we're putting some of the finishing touches on it. So we're planting trees. A lot of them are riparian or semi-riparian trees you usually find growing down by the river or close to a pond, close to a source of water. And then of course a ton of mulberries, because we love mulberries and we plant them all over the place. And so we flagged out all the different kinds of trees that we have, and I positioned those, and then we've been going through and using an auger to start punching the holes, making sure not to punch them too deep because you don't want your trees to be planted too deep, as we've been harping on, and then digging those out by hand, and then planting the trees, and then we come back and we do drip rings around each one, and the trees that like more water get more emitters, so they get 8 emitters instead of 5, which is our standard for trees that don't need as much water. So that's our cypress trees. If we're planting sycamores, if we're planting willows, they're gonna get more water than other trees, even though they'll be on the same zone. And then we have to hook up our main line, that's the black 3/4 inch line, to a hose bib. We just put that on a super cheap, simple battery operated timer. If the zone is small, we put a pressure regulator on there and we start running it, and we've already done that and the water's working. And so it was a successful day. I think we planted about half of the trees. We built the deer cages. We're about to put the deer cages on them, and we'll show you guys what that looks like. What we're not gonna get to today probably is putting in T-posts. So we found that especially when there's goats or horses or cows, you really need at least 3 T-posts around your deer cages. If it's just deer, then you can get away with no T-posts and the cage will just support itself. So, but we do have goats and horses out here, so we're gonna put in 3 T-posts per cage, and then the trees will be protected. They'll have irrigation, they're close to this pond, and then you can just imagine when this is all grown in and there's cypress trees and mulberries and some chinkapin oaks and false indigos and elderberries all around this pond, how beautiful it's gonna be. And it's also gonna help to block this highway, which is right here, which is always a big part of the experience of being down by the pond. There goes the big truck right now, kind of engine braking, and so we're helping to just create more foliage. We already planted trees right along the highway, and so this will be a second layer, and then there's also a food forest between the main place where people hang out in the highway. So we're just creating more and more layers of visual screen between the highway and where people are going to be out here. So this was a little different than the videos we've been making for you guys lately. We wanted to show you more of what it actually feels like to work with us and to be a member of the team. So let us know if you like this kind of content, if you were able to learn stuff in this format, and if so, we'll keep making them.
All right, hey, thanks guys. Appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to learn more about what we do, how we do it, why we do it, you can hop over to our website. There's tons of good articles. You can join our newsletter. You can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. We'd love to see you there and answer your questions. Thanks again. Enjoy.